So the feature of G Suite that we're going to be looking at is probably the most important part, and it's called Google Docs. So like any time signing in, if you're just on a normal computer, quite often it'll ask you for this. Just log in and go up to your G Suite icon up here, and Docs is right here. Okay, if you're on your Chromebook, you might have a link similar to how I've got down here on my Mac, a link to Docs. Quite often those links don't work. Not sure why. Just one of those funny little things about a Chromebook. But if you can sign into the internet, you can always access your Google Docs from up here, from your G Suite dashboard. So we click on Docs, and Google Docs is really a lot like an online Microsoft Word. It is a word processor, and a lot of the features and the layout are very similar. Let's have a look at some of those. Okay, so as soon as you've opened a document, it's already in your folder. So I make two really good habits. Name the document. So let's just say it's persuasive writing. And I like to always put my name on things, and that sometimes makes it a little bit easier for teachers to find. And then I'll make sure I put it in the spot where I need to. So what you should have done already is hopefully have set up a 2017 folder in your Google Drive and shared that with your teacher. And then within those folders, obviously you've got term 1, term 2, and in each term folder you've got English, maths. So I'd make sure that I move this. So go down to File, Move to my drive. So let's get out of that. Let's jump to where I didn't want it to go. So, well, because it's not anywhere yet, I'm just going to move that item to my drive. Click on there. Here we go. Here's the option to go to the certain folders in my drive. So you can see here, I don't have a lot of folders in this drive yet. I've got stuff from 2016, personal stuff, 2016 school stuff, stuff for 2017, digital science, etc. So let's just say I want to put it in the 2016 folder, and folder number 2, and I move it here, and then it's exactly where it should be. If you don't do that all the time, your drive is going to get really, really messy, and you can always move that anytime you want. So let's move that. So have a look at the option menus up here. Again, really similar to Microsoft Word, which makes it really easy to kind of get around. So you got File, so you got Sharing Options, New if you want to start a new document or presentation, open a previous document, rename it, make a copy, which is really important because your teacher might put a Google Doc, upload it to Classroom that you can only read, that you can't edit, but it might be a little bit like a worksheet, so you have to click on it, make a copy to put in your own drive. You need to move it like I did just before, move to the bin, see revision history. That's a really cool feature. So every time I go into this document, make a change, down here there'll be a huge list of all when I made the changes. So if I wanted to look back on a document and see what it looked like a week ago, I could go to, so today's the 15th of November, I could go back here to the 8th of November, click on it, click on the button that says restore, and it will show me what the document looked like a week ago, which is really cool. You can't really lose your work, and you can always see exactly who's done what. Publish to the web, things like that we don't need to worry. And print, currently you can't print from your Chromebooks. That's not really a bad thing, but usually if you're doing print from a school PC, go File, Print, and then usually click on this Print Using System dialog. Okay, printing to the McCoy Street Library might work, but sometimes you have to click on this Print Using System dialog, and then things like this come up. Anyway, you're not going to be doing a lot of printing, so let's not stress about that too much. So you got things like undo, redo, paste, which you'll learn shortcuts for really quick. Insert images, links, equations, charts, so bar column graphs, things like that. Special characters for things like mathematics. Format, so bold writing, italic, underline. line spacing, columns. So if you're doing a bit like a pamphlet, have your writing going down like that. Let's undo that. Inserting table, so however many columns and rows you need. And then up here you've got all the other little features like centering your text to the middle of the page, to the far right. It's still on 3 columns, that's why it's doing that. Let's just change that again. So center the text, text to the right, text to the left. Spacing that we spoke about before, indents, things like that. Yeah, so again, pretty similar to Microsoft Word. One thing is a little bit different, inserting images. This is pretty cool. You can do a Google drawing. I found this really works really well when we do science lessons in Year 6. So I might ask students to do, say, a cutaway diagram of a torch, so they can, let's just go to free line. So that's not in there. Let me just find, sorry guys. Scribble, there we go, something for. So I can do, and again, this is like really, really rough. But it actually works pretty well considering. So if I wanted to be a little bit more precise, I could use straight lines for things like this. But you can kind of get the idea what I'm talking about here, like cutaway diagram of a torch. I know, it's pretty bad, not the point. Save and close. Then I've got my image there. So it's actually, I find that works a lot better than some of the features in Microsoft Word. It's a little bit simpler. Then you can wrap the text so you can move it wherever you want. So I find that, yeah, that's a really cool feature. And the cursor and the trackpad that you've got on your Chromebooks, they work really well for that. I've always had kids be able to draw really, really well, and it's good for editing and things like that. So delete that. So there's most of the features up there. Font size, rule of thumb, don't go over 14, don't go under 10 to keep your docs looking a bit professional, and go easy on, fonts like Comic Sans. I mean, they kind of look okay, but they don't look very professional, so let's keep it simple. And then there's the other really cool features, so the sharing of a document. So if I was going to be collaborating on a document with Mr. Brown, I'd click on the share feature, and I'd start entering his email address in, and it should come up pretty simple, and you can see a lot of the teachers' names right there. So I can give Mr. Brown permission, and I just go make sure that he can edit. Okay, so I can make it so he can comment and view, but click on edit, send that to him, and then that will pop up in his shared with me section of his Google Drive. Okay, so once he's done that, we could be typing away at the same time together on here, and as he's typing and I'm typing, I might be writing at the top and Mr. Brown's writing down the bottom. When you're on a document together with someone, a little chat box will appear up here, and you can have a conversation with people, and I encourage that if you're using it for the right way. But just keep in mind that conversations attract, and if you think of it like a conversation you have with someone, you don't write anything that shouldn't be written. You use it to help improve your productivity and streamline conversations. Just be mindful when you share a document, you've got a lot of people collaborating on it. If there's too many people on it, it can get really messy really quick. So there's a few ways around that. I quite often find inserting a table. Say if you've got 5 people working on a document, you can allocate certain cells to people. So I would say, this is for Mr. Brown. This is my column, and this is where we write in over here. So that way, that just keeps things a little bit tidier for you. Okay, but you'll get used to doing things like that. Okay, so your little mission here is to create a Google Doc. I want you to share it with someone. I want to see evidence of collaboration. So that basically means you've both put things on it. So you have to share a document with someone and also work on a document that someone shares with you. Okay. I want you to insert a table. Create a meaningful table, but it doesn't have to be anything special. So, it could just be something like this: days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, etc. And then like three things that you like to or that you do regularly on Monday. So, do you have footy practice? Um, is it like pizza night? Just a simple way of showing me that you can insert a table and make good use of it. I also want you to insert an image from a URL. So inserting the image from a URL, let's just go dog, take caps off, images, beautiful picture here. I can view that image, copy the URL, paste the URL in, and it will insert that image. Okay. You can just do a simple Google search too. I can just go dog like that, and it will come up with a list of all the images found online. So you can see the picture that I even selected. Boom, it's right there. There we go. And you can resize that, obviously. Don't worry too much about it. So table, photo, sharing with each other, working on it, working on one that you share with someone else. And the last thing I want you to do is insert, where is it? Oh, there. Insert your own drawing. And I want you to take a little bit of time with that. Okay, so a fairly simple process. Once you've done that, you need to submit that document in the assignment section in your Google Classroom. And good luck, have fun, and if you have any questions, please email your teachers.